Good evening, everybody. We'd like to call the meeting of Monday, February 27th of the Yankton City Commission to order. Let's stand and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Al, can we have roll call, please?
Brunick. He's gone for a second. Johnson.
Present.
Mybaum.
Present.
Minor.
Here.
Schramm.
Here.
Villanueva.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
City Manager Leone.
Here.
City Attorney Denherter.
Here.
Thank you. In the absence of a mayor, I need the commission to please elect a mayor pro tem to serve as the mayor for this meeting. So if there are nominations for mayor pro tem, I'd like to hear those now.
I would nominate Nathan Johnson.
Second.
There's a motion by Weber and a second by Minor for Nathan Johnson to serve as mayor pro tem for this evening's meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Or did we do a roll call last time? Yes.
We
Roll
did.
call, Al. See, I'm bad at this. Roll call.
Mybaum.
Aye.
Minor.
Aye.
Schramm.
Aye.
Villanueva.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Benson. I'm sorry. Brunick.
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye.
Thank you. So I will hand the gavel over to Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Once again, thank you for your confidence, everyone. You have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of February 13th, 2023. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Is anyone opposed? Thank you. City Manager's report.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor Pro Tem Johnson, members of the commission. Our mission statement is to provide exemplary experiences, services, and spaces that create opportunities for everyone to learn, engage, and thrive. We had that opportunity again last week with the snow removal. Our snow came at a little awkward time, but we were able to get the snow removed. Came out a little better than a lot of our neighbors to the north in terms of snow totals, but hopefully we'll have a slow melt, and appreciate all the work our staff has done to keep us going the next day here with all our operations. Summit Activities Task Force met on last Monday. One of the things that they did is worked on a mission, so statement for the Summit Activity Center. Many of our departments have their own mission statements that are consistent but do not mirror exactly our mission statement with the City of Yankton. So that was part of the work that the committee did. They also talked primarily about programming. So part of the recommendations that will be brought forward to you when their work is done are in regards to programming. So had a nice, robust discussion about programming, and followed that with discussing the value of putting together some survey information for both current members and community members about what they'd like to see at the Summit Activity Center. So we will meet again this coming Monday and continue our work and discussion with that task force. In your packet, there's some information about the household hazardous waste event as well as citywide cleanup. Our Department of Public Works is beginning to plan that, so that'll be forthcoming. So you can be certain that as soon as that occurs, we'll have another snowstorm, but we'll be getting out information to the public on that just to make you aware. Not going with the voucher program. In the end, we found that people really like to have that cleanup, so, and have that service. So continuing with that. There also is a time frame in which you can put things out on the curb. So just when the first, temperatures hit over 50, we usually have people put things out on the curb, but there'll be some designations there as well. So you can read through that, and there'll be more to come on that. The household hazardous waste event in conjunction with Vermillion is scheduled as well in April. The Joint Powers Board is going to consider a rate change, so I'm not going to say too much about that until we're able to discuss what that rate change may be. Couple other things. Consent item number 3, if you'll take a look at that on your agenda, it was pointed out to us that there was a typo there under item B, the special events dance license for August 18, should say 18 through 20, 2023. That's in conjunction with Riverboat Days. I apologize that we did not catch that. I do believe it's accurate in the packet. If the commission wants to pull that, we do, of course, have plenty of time before Riverboat Days. We could put it on a consent calendar the following meeting in March if you want. But again, consistent with the dates of Riverboat Days, should be all 3 days there for that special events dance license. Also, I sent some information to you in my week in review, but I want to share it with the public because they're in regards to a number of traffic studies that the South Dakota Department of Transportation conducted for us. At our request, we did ask SDOT to take a look at patterns of traffic at the intersection of 25th Street and Broadway to determine if a signal was warranted at that location. When we asked them to take a look, they decided to do that study, and they determined that it does not warrant a traffic signal. So we know that there could be more development out in that area of town. Our growth seems to be going that way. So if things should change there, we'll certainly ask DOT to take another look at it. We also asked them to take a look at the pedestrian crossing on Summit Street at Westside Park to see if any pedestrian flasher was warranted. Again, they did the DOT conducted their engineering study and determined that the activated flasher was not warranted. And they also studied the intersections of Spruce Street and Maple Street on 4th to determine if any more pedestrian crossings or markings were warranted. And at this time, they determined that they were not. Certainly, we're going to give the same feedback to any of citizens that have approached us on these particular areas. And we'll also keep an eye on them as well if conditions change and ask DOT to consider if something else needs to happen on those. But I did want to bring that forward to the public so they knew that we didn't just, we didn't blow it off or anything of that nature. Take some time once we mention things to the DOT, whether they decide to study it or not, and then also decide what, in fact, they need to do. We do have, as you have seen in our media, an election scheduled for Tuesday, April 11th. We have 6 candidates, and certainly more information coming on that. Lisa wouldn't like it if I said that. Absentee voting begins on March 27th. That's available at City Hall Gym, and you'll be hearing more about City Commission election coming forward here in the weeks to come. I would be remiss, I suppose, if I did not talk to you a little bit about the Battle of the Badges that took place yesterday. Great event, first of all. I don't think anyone can say that it wasn't a great time for a great cause, and very entertaining. The police department won by 1 point. So Yankton Law, I guess it was police and sheriffs against Yankton Fire and EMS. It was close. Everybody was a good sport. I wasn't cheering for any particular team. I was cheering for the refs, but I think it was a really good event, lots of fun, well received by the community. Nice to have it back after a couple of years off. And Commissioner Villanueva, you're highly involved in planning that. Is there any comments you would like to make?
I just want to say congratulations to the police department. Also, just want to thank everybody that helped out. It was a great event, and I may have helped plan it, but nothing like that happens by one person. It takes a great team, and so thank you to the City of Yankton and Mount Marty University, Explorers Credit Union, and Aztec. So thank you.
That's all I have, Mayor Pro Tem, and if there's any questions, happy to answer them.
I just want to thank the city crews for all the snow removal this last season. But I would be remiss if I didn't make a suggestion for Commissioner Minor that to next season pick a tropical climate for the musical, not frozen, that coincides with all the snow we've gotten this year.
I am not taking any blame for any of this.
Any other questions for the city manager? All right, then we'll move on to public appearances. And this is a time when members of the audience can address the commission about items not on tonight's agenda. So if you'd like to do that, please step to the podium over here. Seeing no movement, we will move on to the consent items. So number one is establishing March 13th, 2023 as the date for the public hearing on the request for a special events retail on-sale liquor license for April 14th through 16th, 2023. From SDJCI Senate, Cindy Crooks is the president, and that is for an event at the National Field Archery Association at 800 Archery Lane. Number two is consideration of memorandum 23-31 recommending approval of the applications from the Yankton Rib Fest for a transient merchant license for June 10th, 2023, as well as a special events dance license for June 10th, 2023. And then number three is consideration of memorandum 23-33 recommending approval of the applications from the Riverboat Days Committee for a transient merchant license for August 18th through 20th, 2023, as well as a special events dance license for August 18th through 20th, 2023. What is your pleasure?
Move the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion of these items by the commission? Would anyone in the audience like to address the commission about any of these items? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. And is anyone opposed? Motion passes. On to old business. Number one is a public hearing and second reading for ordinance number 1070, amending section 3.14 of the Yankton City Code of Ordinances. This will eliminate the minimum distance from certain schools for the issuance of special events alcohol licenses. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'm going to ask the city attorney to walk the public through what this change would mean.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Section 314 of the Municipal Code currently forbids the issuance of any new alcohol licenses within 150 feet of any public or private school, which also encompasses any special event license. And as it turns out, this year there's been a request for a fundraiser to be held at a local Catholic church within a distance within this distance limitation of Sacred Heart School. So, in order to create what we deem to be a reasonable exception, we have added some additional language to Section 314 in this proposed ordinance that carves out an exception to the distance limitation for a special event at a private school. This is a narrow limitation. It does not apply to the Yankton School District facilities. As a result of their strict no alcohol policies, I worked with the superintendent to iron out this language so it did not remove any exceptions or create any extra rights to have licensed alcohol events within that distance from a public school. And as a bit of cleanup at the request of the superintendent, we also added the new Early Childhood Development Center to the list of schools to make sure that was encompassed in its new anticipated location once it's constructed. And we also clarified an ambiguity that the Summit Activity Center and the Career and Manufacturing Technical Education Academy, which is this building, which are joint use facilities, cannot serve as locations for those types of events.
Any commission discussion on this item? Would anyone in the public like to address the commission on this item? Okay, roll call.
Excuse me, Minor,
Aye.
Schramm,
Aye.
Villanueva,
Aye.
Brunig,
Aye.
Mybom,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye. Motion passes. Number 2 under old business is consideration memorandum 23-32 regarding the request for a special events on-sale liquor license for June 10th, 2023 from Rock and Rumble, Inc., doing business as Yankton Rib Fest. Michael Sard is the president. This would be for the block of, be ready for this is a little complicated, the block of 3rd Street between Cedar Street and Walnut Street, plus a half block west on 3rd Street to the alley, half of Walnut Street to the alley, and a half block north and south on Walnut Street and 3rd Street. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion on this item? Would anyone in the public like to address the commission on this item? Roll call.
Schramm,
Aye.
Villanueva,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Brunig,
Aye.
Mybom,
Aye.
Minor,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye. Motion passes. Number 3 under old business is consideration of memorandum 23-34 regarding an application for a special malt beverage on-sale retailer's license and a special on-sale wine retailer's license for August 18th through 20th, 2023 from Yankton Area Riverboat Days, Inc. And this would be for an event in Riverside Park, of course. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion on this item? Would anyone in the audience like to address the commission on this item? Roll call.
Villanueva,
Abstaining. Affiliation.
Weber,
Aye.
Brunig,
Aye.
Mybom,
Aye.
Minor,
Aye.
Schramm,
Aye.
Mayor Mosier. I'm sorry, Mayor Johnson.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving on to new business. Number 1 is consideration memorandum 23-30 regarding the purchase of 2 police special service electric bikes and accessories for the Yankton Police Department Patrol Division from Kopetsky Ace Bike and Fitness. And this would be an expense of $10,745.85. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion on this item? Perhaps Chief Foote would like to share with the public what his vision for this program is.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem, City Commissioners, City Manager Leon. The vision of this actually started back in 1999 when I was on patrol. I had a brother that actually did this in his department. They would actually patrol in their patrol cars, and they had a bike rack on the back of the patrol car, and then they would get out and ride their bike in area neighborhoods to make contact with the public, and also be able to get into areas where they couldn't get with a patrol car. So it makes the whole community safer, and also has that feeling of community policing, which we like to preach around here, that we are a community and we can't do this without the community that we serve. So this is something that I've been striving to, but that is the vision of this, is that when we have officers and we have a full staff, they'll have a bike rack on the back of their patrol car, and these bikes will help them get into areas where we normally can't. The bike trails that we use to make sure those are safe, there's not vandalism going on, things like that. But also making contact with kids and families in the community, bringing back that community aspect of, hey, we're all in this together, and we can't police without everybody else's help.
So do you foresee just several officers being trained in this, or will there be quite a few?
We're going to start out with a small group, at least one from each squad. So we have 4 squads that serve the community. So there'll be probably one person on a bike per shift. And then we'll kind of go from there and see how it goes and add more as we go. We have partnered with USD Police Department, who has a bike program. They're actually going to come over and they're going to give us training on what the officers should do and how they operate on the bikes.
Excellent. Any more commission discussion?
I would just say, I know it's something that you've been working toward for quite a while. We've been talking about it for over a year, and so I'm excited to see it get implemented. Will it be implemented like ASAP?
I am told that the bikes are a few months out, so it'll take a little bit to get here, and then we'll have to set up training and make sure that's ready to go and make sure we do have all the equipment before we actually start it. But should see somebody on a bike this summer at least.
Once again, just excellent work. Appreciate your willingness to try new things with the department and the community. Chief Foot. Would anyone in the public like to address the commission on this item? Roll call.
Weber,
Aye.
Brunig,
Aye.
Mybom,
Aye.
Minor,
Aye.
Schramm,
Aye.
Villanueva,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye. Motion passes. Number 2 under new business is consideration of memorandum 23-35 regarding the adoption of resolution 23-06, which proposes the installation of a stop sign at Glenwood Drive and 31st Street. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion on this item? Would anyone in the public like to address the commission on this item? Roll call.
Brunig, Mybom,
Aye.
Minor,
Aye.
Schramm,
Aye.
Villanueva,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye. Motion passes. Number 3 under new business is consideration of memorandum 23-36 recommending approval of a bid award to D&G Concrete Construction, Inc. in the amount of $959,712.13 for 15th Street reconstruction from Bill Beggs Road to Ally Max Drive. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. Any commission discussion on this item?
We had originally budgeted 1.6 million for this project. Does that sound right? And our low bid is less than $1 million. That's a pretty significant difference. Are we sure that the thing was bid out correctly? Because that's pretty awesome.
I would add that this is the construction only. There's still an engineering contract, and then we do some administrative charges also that amount to another 8.5%. So it will be larger than that. It should be well under 1.6, barring any unforeseen anomalies and change orders.
Yeah, and putting construction estimates together is difficult these days because we've heard a lot about increases in concrete prices, and so far with the projects we've bid this year, knock on wood, it's been okay. So just it's difficult to estimate these projects in today's market.
And we've worked with D&G Concrete Construction many times over the
Yes.
years. So
Yes.
again, looks like a really promising number.
What's the timeline for this project, Adam?
This one has a completion date in June, so I'd imagine they'll get started as soon as the weather allows.
Awesome. Any more commission discussion? Would any of the audience like to address the commission on this item? Roll call.
Mybom,
Aye.
Minor,
Aye.
Schramm,
Aye.
Villanueva,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Brunig,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye. Motion passes. Number 4 under new business is consideration of memorandum 23-37 regarding a sidewalk cafe permit application for the Walnut Tavern at 100 West 3rd Street. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any commission discussion on this item? Would anyone in the public like to address the commission on this item? Roll call.
Minor,
Aye.
Schramm,
Aye.
Villanueva,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Brunig,
Aye.
Mybom,
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye, motion passes. There's no other business on the agenda this evening, so I would ask for a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss contractual, litigation, and personnel matters under South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2.
So moved.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? All right, we are adjourned into executive session.